Hello, I'm Talina. Thank you so much for coming. So today I just wanted to briefly tell you about my story and give you some tips that will help you to become more employable at the end of your studies. So this is just an outline of what I'm going to be talking about today. So I'll just give you a brief introduction about myself, what I've done. Then I'll talk a little bit about employability and employment and the difference between it. Then I'll tell the importance of being more than just your degree, and I'll give you some resources and tips at the end. So briefly about me. So I came in Australia in 2015 and I started doing diploma in biosciences here at Griffith College. After my first semester I had really good grades, so I could become a peer mentor, and I was mentoring some biosciences students here. In 2016 I graduated from Griffith College with a GPA of 7.0. Went to Griffith University to study Bachelor of Biomedical Science. And in my first year of Bachelor of Biomedical Science, I didn't do any volunteering, but I also had good grades, so I got my first award for academic excellence there. In 2017, I started to volunteer. That was my last year at university. And I joined Griffith Mates, which is like a volunteering program for students at Griffith University. And later I also became a Brisbane International Student Ambassador for Study Brisbane. And that is a program run by Brisbane Marketing that pretty much aims to bring students from around the world to study in Brisbane. As a part of Griffith Mates, I was selected to go to the CISA conference in Canberra. CISA is Council of International Students Australia. So they run this conference to brainstorm everything that international students are facing and to find some solutions for it. That was for my volunteering in that year, but academically, again, I got another award for academic excellence, and I finished my Bachelor of Biomedical Science with a GPA of 6.3 for my last 2 years. And after I graduated, I could do my summer research program at QIMR, and I was working in a lab. We were looking at Alzheimer's disease, and also did some bioinformatics over there. So I had 2 projects. So in 2018, I received a scholarship to do a master's program at UQ. So this is the program that I'm currently doing. I got a fee offset, so I don't need to pay for my program, but also university pays me money to do that. And in early 2018, I got invited to become a Golden Key member, which is a society of students, I think, well, in top 5% of the university. And right now, I'm still continuing my master's program, and I recently became a member of Queensland International Student Advisor Panel, or short QSAP, for Study Queensland. And pretty much the purpose of this cohort of students is to bring the student voice to the government so they can make better policies for international students. Now for employability. So as a part of QSAP, we get to know what's going on with Study Queensland. And recently Study Queensland released a new guide for higher education institutions and governmental bodies to provide good quality employability support. So it's not for students, but it gives a good insight of what students can do to become successful and what employers are looking for in students, and pretty much in everyone who's looking for a job. Well, this guide was designed to enhance employability in Queensland, specifically for international students, but it also works for domestic students as well. And just to highlight the difference between employment and employability, so they're not the same. So employment is pretty much when you have a job, and employability are the skills that will allow you to get a job. So even if you don't have a job, but you are highly employable, it will be better for you because it will be easier for you to find a job later. And why is it important to really work on your employability is because right now we live in a really changing world, and it's all of this is in the report. So if you want a bit more information on this, you can just go into the report. So it's estimated that between 16 to 47% of the jobs that today's students are currently studying are at risk for automation by 2030. And it doesn't mean that these jobs will completely be vanished. It just means that to get a job in the future, you will either need to change your current skills or I would say adapt and acquire new skills. And this is what report states as the top 1 skills that employers are looking for in people they are wanting to hire. So the first one is communicative nerd, is basically all your knowledge that you gain from university. But then there are also soft skills. One of them is assignment-oriented networker. So basically whether your ability to deal with constant change and insecurity in possession of innovative DNA. So pretty much your leadership skills. And also agile communicator. So whether you are able to really communicate with people from different backgrounds. So when I started studying at Griffith, and here and then at Griffith, I really thought that all you need is just good grades. And well, I think I did really good on that. But at Griffith, you also have career workshops. And during one of the career workshop, people told me that it should be more than a degree to become employed at the end. And that's what I really want to highlight right now. So this is just the list of everything I've done, most of it, that I've done throughout my studies. Most of them already stated previously, but I didn't say that I also got some scholarships. The scholarship which I currently have for my master's, I don't need to pay for my studies first of all, but also I got $54,000 to support my studies here. At Griffith, I got $6,000 to continue if I would continue studying there, but I chose UPU. Pretty much I also did some one-day volunteering earlier, and recently I volunteered for the World Science Festival, which is related to what I'm doing right now. Went to some conferences. But I really wanted to highlight this because this is, in white, is actually what I've done just because I had good grades. So I became a peer mentor at Griffith College because you need a good GPA for that. I got one of the summer scholarships because I had good grades. But my second scholarship that I got was actually not because I had good grades, it's because I met people over there. In green are the ones that are partially because of my grades and also because I have extracurriculum. So for my current program, you need a good GPA, above 6, but they only offer 3 places for all international students, and people can apply throughout the world. So if you just have good GPA, I think it's not enough. But yeah, one of the scholarships and Golden Key Society membership I got because of my good grades. But the rest was because I did something else outside of my studies. And if you just do your studies and you have good grades, you just get this communicative nerd. So you just get the knowledge of what you're doing, but you don't acquire any soft skills directly. So you can't really show that you're a leader, or you can't really show that you can communicate with everyone. So yeah, it's really important to be involved and do as much as you can, starting from when you just study your university, from like second or first year. And I think the easiest way is to volunteer. Volunteer gives you lots of opportunities, and it's really easy to apply for it. Usually, people give you positions if you show them you really want it. Also, internship placements are really good, but they are much harder to get, and most of them are not advertised at all, so you would need to find it yourself. Networking is really good as well, but I guess it's much harder. Again, you need to try to look it for yourself lots of the times, and ask for opportunities. I didn't get this opportunity to talk here because someone invited me, actually asked for it, but out of that I get more opportunities. So I'm talking tomorrow at the graduation ceremony, and also I'm recorded today. So, and I was asked for it just after I contacted Lynn. And also, you never know what experience you might need in the future. So I did 2 summer research projects. They were not a part of my degree, but they really helped me to get my master's degree because I didn't have honors at that time, so I skipped doing honors because I had the relevant experience. So my summer research projects, they counted towards my research experience, and otherwise I wouldn't get into the program. And the resources now, or /tips. So try to find an institute or a company and ask to work there for free to get work experience. So if someone is doing biomedical science, QIMI is a really good option because they have volunteering programs, and pretty much everyone can apply. So it's not during summer or winter, it's separate, so you just need to contact a lab head you want to work for and just apply there, and most possibly they'll offer you a position there. Go to open days to meet people. That's how I got my second research scholarship. So I went to QIMR Open Day and I met some lab heads there, and then I asked whether I can just come and see what they're doing. And then I applied for the scholarship and I got accepted for 2 labs. And also, if you're interested in something new, go to conferences and meetups. So right now I'm doing a little bit different. I did biomedical science only, so it was really biologically focused, but now I'm doing more computational. I'm doing coding a lot, and it's really, well, not a lot of students who started with me doing the same things. So for me, it was really nice when I went to conferences and meetups for people who actually code, and then you meet people and learn that way. Your lecturers are a really good source if you want to ask for some career advices. I always recommend my friends to go to their lecturers for their advice, and also they can sometimes give you jobs if you're lucky. Your friends are also a good source. Some of my friends got their jobs in the industry through friends because they worked somewhere or they knew people. It's really, I guess, the easiest and least hard way of doing that. Informational interviews are a little bit intimidating. It's when you find people online who you would like to talk to, and you invite them for a coffee interview, and you ask them pretty much anything you want about the possible career options, or if they don't know the answers, they might refer you to someone else. It's a good way, but it's a bit intimidating. Volunteering for international students, I think it's a great way for everyone to be involved. International student market is really open and, in my opinion, easy to get into. You just need to show them that you're passionate about it. The majority of students who volunteer there are international students, but right now more and more domestic students also try to volunteer there, and it's really good because there you really can show people that you know how to talk with people from different backgrounds. And also, once you get into that, I guess, market, start to volunteering for a couple of places, you'll see that it's the same people are going to all events. So you can then get all the positions pretty much there. I got all my positions with volunteering from Griffith mates. That really helped me. Want to get into a program, talk to a program coordinator. That's, I guess, similar to going to an open day, but you directly talk to people you want to. And then, if you don't know what to offer people, just be passionate. Because the thing for students, you always think that, oh, I just go to this professor and I want to ask about something, but it's just going to be a waste of time for them. So I know that many people don't really go for it. But I also suffered from that, but then I talked to people and asked, oh, what can I offer? And everyone just told me, oh, you need to show that you're passionate about it, and then you're ready to work, and they'll, I think, be happy to give you a chance. And the last one, be persistent and don't give up. So for my QA scholarship, I applied twice. In my first year, I had a really high GPA, I had like 6.8, but I just wasn't successful. And for the second time, I decided to actually go there and talk to people, meet someone, and then I got accepted for 2 labs rotations. So yeah, don't give up and just talk to people. And that's it, thank you. All right, so then I wanted to ask people to ask